banana with a greasy black peel.
And welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And we're getting you ready because we're getting closer and closer to the great day of Christmas. And, you probably are thinking, yes, I have one or two more last-minute things as in terms of gifts I've got to get. And, yes, you could go online and order a gift basket. Or you could go to a store and find a gift basket.
Can we still do it? Is there time still?
You still can,
Yeah.
But why not maybe think about, because we're into DIY.
I'll tell you why not, why you should, because you may not be able to get it in time.
Okay.
So now is the time to make your own.
Then that's a good point.
Right.
So to guarantee that you for sure are not going to be missing out,
Yep.
why risk it?
I agree.
All right, so let's talk you through some DIY great gift baskets. Now, we love the idea of making our own butter. You shared with us a fun recipe that was, well, I guess it was kind of a lemony.
No,
honey lemon.
It was orange marmalade.
Orange,
and honey.
orange and honey
Yes.
marmalade butter. But this is another great gift. It's banana bread and honey butter.
Ooh, that sounds great.
So the idea is, in this basket, you're going to give them a banana bread that you make.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe a bag of coffee beans, a small glass jar with a lid, and then inside that lid you would make your honey butter. So now they have, maybe you can even throw in a couple of tea bags too. So they can basically have their breakfast. It's some coffee or tea with some banana bread and this yummy, lemony kind of a butter.
I like that. That's very, very nice.
And the honey butter goes like this. It's pretty simple. The idea is that you soften butter in a mixer, and every stick of butter, you add just 3 tablespoons of honey, a little bit of sea salt, and that's it. And you whip it on high for 3 minutes, and you put it in that glass little mason jar. Done. Cute present.
Do you have a mixer?
I have a yes. I have the handheld mixers.
Oh, with the 2 beaters, yeah.
I have a handheld. It almost like it's a handheld Cuisinart thing,
Yeah.
and then I have the full blown Cuisinart. So different kinds depending on the size of
Very nice.
They're okay.
I got to get one.
Yeah. I
borrow. Not hinting. But I'll just say this: how am I going to make whipping cream without some beaters?
Wow. All right. Well, that's a good one.
See.
All right. Well, then there are more ideas in terms of gift baskets. Yeah. What about one that just says a day at the spa for mom?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
By the way, it's all about the basket too. If you get yourself a lovely picnic basket, it really makes a huge difference. But I think the Mom's Day basket, can be maybe 2 bottles of. Have you ever had this La Crema Chardonnay?
I love it. It's really buttery.
Man, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. That with some fresh lavender, a couple of candles, or maybe some bath salts in there. Basically, what we're saying is, Mom, here's a basket. Here's some wine. Here's some bath salts. You're going to go to the spa or go to your own master bath and create a day for yourself. Lock the door. Make sure that you've got some music playing so you can't hear the knocking and the Mom, I need that, Mom, all that stuff. And then just take a day away.
See?
And I think the lavender's great because, that's a relaxing scent.
It's the gift of pampering.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
How about, this is another DIY basket. It's something that's homemade for really anyone that's on your list. The idea of having hot cocoa that lasts you through, for the colder months. It's gourmet hot cocoa. What's the matter with that?
Nothing.
The idea is you would make your hot cocoa batch that would have different sweet seasonings like cinnamon and nutmeg and different things that would, and with the instructions saying just add water and do this or that. But also you'd have a little bag or a container with the marshmallows and maybe even candy cane sticks. And then and you put all that in a basket, and how cute. You're all ready to go. And you could even give them a couple little additional, like almost salt and pepper shakers, but fill that with cinnamon and powdered nutmeg.
Oh, that's pretty
right.
good, yeah.
And so now they have their little hot cocoa gift for the winter, all ready to go.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got that you love? There's this thing that's like a salt scrub. Have you ever had any of those or used any of those? Mm-hmm. Where you're just using bath salts. And you can go ahead and throw. This is kind of cool. If you have, but by the way, I don't know if you are experiencing this, but I've got some blooming roses going right now.
I know.
I don't know how they're doing it, but they are. But anyway, you take some of those rose petals off, cut them up finely, mix them in with some, bath salt, right? In a mason jar, shake it up so it all looks like
that
it's
sounds
kind
pretty.
of, mixed together.
Potpourri-ish.
A little potpourri-ish. throw that in the bathtub, or use it just to scrub the skin, the dead skin off your body, and you are smooth, soft, and smelling like a rose.
Literally. Isn't that
right.
beautiful? So
That's
it's
me.
rose petal sugar scrub.
Yeah, you can either use sugar or you can use the bath
Or the
salt.
salt. Or the salt. Isn't that neat?
Isn't that nice?
Or how about coffee body butter? This is another. I mean, if you have that certain person,
I wonder if that stuff becomes if caffeine activates
leaches into your.
which if it does, I'm going to make
You're
50
going to have
pounds
bunches
of,
of
that
them.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, this says you because it's shea butter. It's coffee butter, and then you could use a little bit of oil, like even some fragrance oils, vanilla, and a hint of cafe latte, and you mix all this together, maybe with some arrowroot powder and some cornstarch, and you use one of those double boilers, by the way, and you want to just, make sure that your workspace is all disinfected, but you're melting the butters and the oils in the double butter, and then if you don't have one, that's okay. You can use the heat-safe glass bowl on top of a pot with the water in it, by the way.
Ooh.
And then you stir on low and with everything melting. And then, you don't put the butters in the pot directly over the heat because then it can burn and it becomes kind of grainy, right?
Sure.
But after you've melted all the ingredients, you remove them. And you put, you have your glass bowl inside an ice bath in a larger bowl. And then you mix what the ice bath is basically ice, a little bit of water. And then what happens is it thickens and hardens, and now you have your scrumptious coffee butter. I mean, it kind of looks like custard. I'll have to put this on the website, but the idea is you've mixed in all of these butters, and the coffee comes in there with this creamy, and just, I think that this would be a lovely little gift that you could put in a basket.
That's kind of cool. You know what else would be cool? The old carrot cake in a mason jar, pre-done for you. So you're going to deliver this lovely gift of the ability to make your own carrot cake by just simply dumping all the ingredients in the bowl, mixing it up, and baking it. And then you can put your cream cheese icing on top. But we'll post the ingredients of this carrot cake online. It's just I've had this before, and it is delicioso.
Or what about gingerbread biscotti? These are really easy to make. And the idea is you could put a couple of these biscottis in like a little gift bag, and then you just put all these little gift bags in a basket. And you could even then include your recipe, maybe even give them some dunking hot cocoa or dunking coffee or tea.
Yeah.
And that becomes a lovely, or maybe even add a book, a nice nighttime reading book to the basket. And this is their me time for the
basically
evenings.
just giving you a way to relax.
And a mug.
And a mug.
Throw a mug
Here
in
it
there.
is.
Yeah.
Throw a mug in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't make some jam.
Never made jam.
It's not that hard.
Have you made jam?
I've made jam.
Well, I've made jelly. For us, it was a big thing for around the holidays to make pepper jelly.
Yeah.
That jalapeno pepper jelly, that kind of has like the sweet and the heat, and then we would put like a scoop of that with cream cheese on a cracker.
It's with jam, it's just strawberry, like fresh strawberries. You could even throw something like chia seeds in there if you wanted to get fancy. A little bit of lemon juice, some honey, and then either stevia or sugar, whatever you want to do. And you're just basically mixing it up in a food processor. And then you can serve it that way, right?
Okay.
Where it's just spread like that, or you can cook it down, in a double boiler and just slow cook it, and it just kind of turns into this luscious, syrupy thing.
Wow.
It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard.
Well, I mean, I think that jams and canning of all kinds is so popular, right? It's something about getting away from our computers and just relaxing. Just the whole, I think, process of doing that is kind of cool. What about creating something like a rosemary lemon sea salt? And this is something that could be in a basket. It's the gift of relaxation again. This is something that you could use while you're, creating your own spa experience at home. And it's super, super easy to do, right? It makes a wonderful addition to the kitchen. It also can be used to boost the flavor of any dish. But the idea is many of the expensive flavor salts that you see, I know you buy, what's the kind of salt that you love? It's like Himalayan.
Himalayan, yeah. It's supposed to be actually not bad for you.
Right. Well, you can make all of these at a lower cost. So imagine having rosemary lemon sea salt to boost the flavor of any dish, like whether it's seafood or chicken or whatever. The idea is it's really easy. You combine the coarse sea salt with fresh rosemary and then lemon zest in a food processor. And then you spread the mixture on a baking sheet and let it dry in the oven. And then you transfer it to one of these glass jars. And then you customize the infused salt to suit your taste. You know,
Yum.
if somebody wants maybe orange zest or lavender or whatever. And then you just put it in a small glass with a ribbon and a tag. And there you go.
Oh, that sounds
It's
good.
a great little present, and you put it, maybe you make a couple of them, put it in a basket. Great. Anyway, there's just some fun last-minute DIY DIY gift baskets that you can do. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards.
You would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names.
I'll tell you why Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty.
Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And, let's say that you've now conquered all of your things for Christmas. You had a great Christmas meal. You had a great gift exchange. Everyone loved your centerpiece because you listened to how to do it here on Home Wizards. And now people are just kind of full and wanting just one more thing. Families hanging around. Friends are hanging around. How to keep everyone, all the kids of all ages, happy on Christmas Day and Christmas night. Well, we have some ideas because, everyone it might be getting a little bored right now with the...
Well, if you've opened presents,
Yeah.
no, they'll be nuts. But if you haven't, like Christmas Eve, you may want to consider some fun games.
Okay, all right. Well, here's one. I don't know. I haven't played this game yet, but it's very popular among a lot of families. It's called Family Tree.
Okay,
And
what do you do?
And I vote for you to be the willing victim.
Okay, and what do I do?
So the idea is you have to, we're going to decorate you like a Christmas tree.
Oh, that's cute.
So you have to you're a good sport.
Sure.
You're you'll laugh
I wonder
at
if
it.
I can sit, though, and they can do it while I'm sitting.
could be
Even
sitting.
better still, right? I'm in bed and I'm ready to, I can just fall asleep with all the gift paper
I
on me.
think you need to be either sitting on a stool or standing.
right.
But you'll get tired of standing, so maybe sitting on a stool.
All right.
And the idea is that you're going to stand as all the kids of all ages, will decorate you with decorations made from, red and green crepe paper, aluminum foil,
Yeah.
candy canes, bows,
Oh, yeah, that's
leftover wrapping paper, because let's assume that the presents have
By
been
the way,
opened.
this sounds strangely familiar to what folks used to do to me in college when I'd pass out after a fun night of partying and I wake up with, things on me.
Okay, well, we don't...
Women's bras.
We're not hazing. We don't want to go the hazing route. It's not going to be evil, but it's just kind of a silly, and you have to take a video and a photo
Sure,
or
yeah,
two.
you
It's going to
have
be
to.
supposedly hilarious,
Yes.
good family fun.
Yeah. How about the old Jingle Bell rings?
All right, walk us through it.
Well, that's Marco Polo. You remember Marco Polo
Oh,
in
yeah.
the swimming pool?
Sure,
So
sure.
it's basically that, but so one person has their eyes closed, and then the other folks all have tiny little Christmas bells, and they have to ring.
Oh,
And then
And you've gotta be extra sensory.
Here, and then you got to find them.
so the ring is going ding, 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 ding. And is it over in that right corner or the
Who
left
knows?
corner?
Could be anywhere.
Oh, my.
And then they can keep moving.
And so...
and then when you catch them, guess what happens? They become the person that has to close their eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a blindfold involved, right? I
You can
hope.
if you can do a blindfold.
Those
you
are
gotta
going to
have
be
a
cheaters.
blindfold.
You got to have a blindfold.
Yeah.
And so then, is there a prize? There should be a prize.
There could be.
Yeah.
Depends what you want to do. It can either be, you do the dishes if you're caught, holiday dishes, or there could be a prize.
Or
but,
you skate. You don't have to do dishes.
Maybe that's
because
it.
you were just that good.
However you want to do it.
Okay.
I like it.
What about the Christmas song picture game? Now, again, we're talking about things that you can do with family and friends. You could do it on Christmas Eve, or you could do it on Christmas night after, everyone's eaten and the presents have been opened. But the idea is these are some fun things to do as a group, because by now people might be going, okay, I'm getting a little bored.
Yeah,
What is
that's
it?
right.
So
Yeah.
this is called Christmas Song Picture Game, and if your family is fond of picture games, you basically you go over to this website and you print out the game and let everyone take a shot. First one is to finish is given the title of Christmas Song Guru, and it's a great game for the family to play, especially with you guys all being very musically inclined.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So it's all about, remembering the songs. And so you could go to a website, print it out, and there you go.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
There's also Christmas trivia.
Christmas trivia.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So it's basically just doing the showdown, and someone's got to take the time to research some Christmas trivia. So there's a master list,
And then you print it out. Everyone has.
and then you kind of give clues to like what all this trivia is ultimately, and then again whoever guesses. And basically all we're doing is buying time till the kids finally pass out, and then we can stay up another 5 hours wrapping presents until they get up again at the crack of dawn. So this is a good thing to do too.
Now, and this is something that my dad would always do with me, although this is kind of taking it to the group level, is every Christmas I'd have the main present would be delivered in a scavenger hunt. Right? Do you
Yeah.
ever do scavenger hunts?
Those are fun.
And so, like, let's say that the main present was a bike. The bike wouldn't be under the tree. Instead, there'd be this box that would just kind of be hidden, and I wouldn't see it until the end of the morning gift opening.
Sure.
And it's this box that's really heavy because there's a box and a box and a box.
Oh, that's cool.
And finally, in the smallest box, and there's a rock or something in it because you have to create the sound, the
yeah,
weight,
that maybe
right?
this has something in it that's great.
And then then your hopes are dashed. You're like, oh my gosh, it's a rock. But then there's an envelope with a clue. Go to the dryer. Go
Right.
to this. And so, in terms of for the group, you could have a small gift in a small box, and then wrap that in a larger, and repeat it as many times as you can, and then choose a number, and then have everyone in your family take turns at rolling the die. And then the first person to roll the chosen number can begin unwrapping. But there's a catch. They have to wear oven mitts to open the present.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
you're kind of like, can't,
Yeah, yeah.
so you have like a handicap, and then the remaining players continue rolling while the mitted player is unwrapping.
Like it.
And the other one we've done at a lot of parties is, and you're such a great orator and public speaker. If you have a copy of the book, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and there's a lot of the word "the" in this book, and so you basically come up with, I don't know, if you have a gift closet, presents that it's gifts that no one wants, gifts,
Sure.
maybe it's really cheapo things, maybe everyone brings a little something, but the idea is it's a wrapped present, and then one person is assigned to reading. 'Twas the night before
Was the
Christmas.
night before Christmas.
And then they already said the word "the,"
See?
and every time the word "the" happens, you pass the present to the right. And it keeps going, and it keeps going until the very end. And then after all that happens, you have a chance to take the gift that's already been opened, because now you're going to open the presents.
Yeah.
And then you go, wait a minute, but I want Eric's present. You can steal that present one time.
That's kind of good.
Yeah, so that's kind of a fun
Have you ever
idea.
played the game Celebrity?
Oh, yeah, but remind me of the rules.
So you basically pick Nicki Minaj and Beethoven and whatever. All these names that go in a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Each team picks out out of the hat, right? And they have to pantomime out. They can either
Cute.
start by you do it in stages. So you start out by being able to use 3 words, and then 2, then 1, and then you finally do the puppet round, where you can't say or do anything but hold the person in front of you. You choose someone from
that's
another
funny.
team, and you have to move their limbs to
Well,
try and pantomime out what the name that you've pulled out of
that's
the hat
fun.
is.
That's fun.
It makes people hysterical.
And that's something
Actually-
that you guys do at
yeah,
the Stromers?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Celebrity.
Celebrity, yeah.
Well, the tablecloth game is mostly for kids when they get fidgety at the table. But anyone can do this. The idea is to get some permanent markers or crayons and some butcher cloth. And, the idea is that now you can play hangman or do whatever. But there's another really fun one. It's called Who Am I? And you place a card or a paper with the name of a famous person under each plate.
Oh,
Now, this is similar to your, the pantomime thing, but the
Right.
person sitting next to the person sticks the paper on his or her forehead with tape without him or her seeing the name.
Oh, I see.
And then you ask questions. So there's a verbal thing. Ask questions for clues while this thing is stuck to your
and everyone's
forehead.
just laughing at you basically while you're trying to get through. I love that.
It's kind of
actually
humiliating.
fun. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's a game called Mr. or Mrs. Freeze, and the one person is nominated as Mr. Freeze. Actually, as the party goes on, the rest should notice, also freeze. But the last person to freeze is penalized. The point is to have everybody freezing. So everyone's frozen in the moment in a photo. And then you kind of figure out, well, freeze.
Yeah.
And then it becomes this group photo with all these odd poses.
Oh, I see. That's pretty good. And then the good news with digital photography, you can see it immediately and delete it immediately if you need to.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't forget the secret message, like, who am I? A put a piece of paper under each person's plate and write an awkward sentence like, I eat like a baby.
Great way to unify the family.
Yeah. During coffee, it's fun entertainment during dessert.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you have a Merry Christmas and a great holiday season. Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, thanks for hanging out with us, not only today, but throughout the past year. Check out our website at yourhomewizards.com. And until next time, remember this, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.
I'll light the fire while you